Carlos Moya became internationally famous at the 1997 Australian Open. It was a surprise for most people, but not for those who'd been following his sporting career, rather the confirmation of a promise. But before his discovery down under, Carlos Moya had to go a long way to become a new world tennis sensation. Born on August 27, 1976 in Palma of Mallorca, Carlos had a tennis racket in his hands from a very early age. He grew up playing with his father until professional tennis coach Geoffrey Porter, at the age of 6, took him under his wing. While he showed promise on the court, Carlos didn't devote all his time to tennis, choosing basketball and soccer as other leisurely pastimes. But Porter identified his outstanding talent, and the Spanish youngster was soon entered in many tournaments, obtaining consecutive championships. But it wasn't until the Junior Spanish Championship his potential was realised. Porter identified Carlos as a rough diamond, a talent that, if taken care of, could go far, above all because of the mind and determination for a child of his age. When he was 12, Carlos and Porter parted ways in favour of being trained by Alberto Toyos, an ex-Mallorcan professional tennis player. Under Toyos' guidance, Carlos had few rivals in local competition and became the national champ in all categories. But Toyos knew that if Carlos didn't leave Mallorca, he wouldn't pass being an excellent local player. So, when he was 17, Carlos travelled to Barcelona to train at a high-performance centre, a breeding ground for elite sports people worldwide. Carlos was being prepared to tackle the international circuit. That break came in 1994. Playing the satellite circuit of Andalusia, Catalona and Madrid, events that gave him his first ATP ranking points. A year on and Carlos competed in his first ATP tournament. However, he was eliminated in the quarterfinals. He went on playing tournaments in the Spanish circuit, finishing the year in position 63 of the ATP ranking, an improvement of 283 positions on his last year-end ranking. If 1995 was the year of his debut in the worldwide circuit with victory included, 1996 was confirmation what happened the year before was not sheer chance. Besides, it was the year of his debut in Grand Slam tournaments, and the first in which he was completely devoted to the big circuit. It was a year to confirm him among the best of Spanish tennis. He started in the Australian Open, where he lost in the first round against Andrei Medvedev. His first victory in a Grand Slam match was at Roland Garros, where he defeated Patrick Rafter. In the second round, Swede Stefan Edberg achieved a resounding victory over the Spaniard. But Carlos had earned a reputation as a fearful player in all the tournaments he played. It wasn't too long before the birth of a star. At the beginning of 1997, in the Tournament of Sydney, where he prepared for the Australian Open, Carlos demonstrated he was in good condition. But nobody, not even himself, could imagine that he would play a Grand Slam final against then world number 1 Pete Sampras 2 weeks later. He advanced to the semi-finals, and in front of him was world number 2 Michael Chang. The central court of Flinders Park was full to bursting. Spanish and Mallorcan flags could be seen in the stadium. Messages of Moya the Destroyer from the Australian public demonstrated that everybody was devoting their constant attention to him. Carlos didn't disappoint and swept Chang off the court 7-5, 6-2, 6-4. He met Pete Sampras, the hot favourite, in the final, and Pistol Pete kept the forecast to defeat the Spaniard. But Carlos left Australia with the world asking what more could he achieve now he had burst onto the scene. The answer? Roland Garros in 1998. After claiming the French Open, it's been a while between drinks for Carlos. But with age on his side and unquestioned ability, the dream of another slam may not be far off.